Hello guys, my name is Aman Ahmed. I'm a legal intern at Lexington Company and I'm from Faculty of Law at University pursuing third semester in 3 US law. So the topic of today's video is the concept of writs that is under Article 32 of the Indian Constitution for the Supreme Court and Article 2 to 6 of the Indian Constitution, which talks about the writs that can be imposed by the High Court. So before starting this video, I want to tell that the High Court power of writ uh, is much wider than the Supreme Court, which is not something people usually talk about. The Supreme Court and the High Court has been provided with many powers which they exercise to provide justice to the people. One of the most important tool or power which the courts have been provided with by the Constitution is the power to issue writs. So a writ means a command of the court to another person or authority also by which such person or authority has to act or abstain from acting in a certain way. So it can have a positive and a negative aspect. Thus writs are very essential part of the judicial power of the courts. So in India, the Constitution has provided the Supreme Court with the power to issue the writs under Article 32 of the Constitution. Example, in the case of Shrimati Imtiaz Bano versus Masood Jafri case, a mother had filed a writ petition for habeas corpus under Article 226 to get custody of her children. So the High Court allowed the petition and the writ was issued in her power. So we can see the hit of habeas corpus is far more wider as compared to the by the High Court, far more wider as compared to the Supreme Court. So the Indian Constitution basically provides only 5 types of writ that are habeas corpus, mandamus, certiorari, quo warranto, and prohibition. So the first and foremost is the habeas corpus, which is the most important writ according to me. It basically means to have a body. So the writ of habeas corpus is issued by the court in those cases where a person is illegally detained, and it is one of the most effective remedies available to a person detained. So by this writ, the court commands the person or the authority who has detained or restrained another person to present such person before the court. So the court requires the detained person to provide the ground on which the person has been detained, and if he fails to provide a valid ground, the person who has been detained will be released by the court immediately. So it can also be acted against the police or against the authority if we have illegally detained the person. So the excluding the NSA's provision, National Security Act, I mean, excluding that provision. But if the normally a person is detained without a valid cause, so he has to be because a CRPC mandates the person to bring him before the court of justice. But if the person is illegally detained for a long period of time and he is not being released, so habeas corpus can be filed in High Court or the Supreme Court, whichever the person want or his near relative wants, and then they can prove it that the person is detained without reasonable cause, and the court will issue the writ. The next is mandamus. Mandamus is another important writ which is provided by for the Indian Constitution. In the writ of mandamus, the superior courts order the inferior courts to do an act or abstain from doing an act. So this order can also be given to an inferior tribunal, board, or corporation, or any other administrative authority. So in India, the Supreme Court is an apex court, therefore it has the power to issue the writ of mandamus even against the High Court, even though the High Court have also been provided with the power to issue writs. Such writs are under Article 2 to 6. So the High Court can issue the writs under Article 2 to 6 only to an inferior court such as trial court or for district court or the more inferior courts. So when the right of petitioner have elapsed, the duty has already been fulfilled by the authority against which such a writ is sought to be issued, and therefore issuing the writ would amount to nothing in this situation if the court refuses to issue the writ. So the third is the certiorari. Certiorari is a different type of writ when compared to other writ. The writ is corrective in nature. I mean, if the which means the purpose of the writ is to correct an error which is apparent on the record. So certiorari is a writ which is issued by a superior court to an inferior court. This can be issued when a superior court wants to decide a matter in the case itself, or if there is an excess of jurisdiction by the inferior court wrongly. So this writ can also be issued when there is a fundamental error in the procedure followed by the inferior court, or if there is any violation of principle of natural justice. So the next one is the quo warranto. So the writ of quo warranto is issued by the court against a private person when he assumes an office on which he has no right. So if a person is acquiring any office in which he has no right, the quo warranto literally means by what authority, and the court asks the person by what authority are you taking that seat or are you sitting in that office. So it is an effective measure to prevent people from taking over the public offices. So the next is the prohibition. The last writ which can be issued under the Constitution The writ is not issued often and is an extraordinary remedy which a superior court issues to an inferior court or tribunal from stopping them from deciding a case, because these courts do not have the jurisdiction to do so. So if the court or tribunal does not have the jurisdiction and it is still decides the case, it will be an invalid judgment, because for the act to be legal it should have the sanction of law. For example, if the district court is hearing an appeal against the judgment of Supreme Court, it cannot do so normally. Such an act is bound to be prohibited because the district court does not have the power to hear such an appeal. So a writ of prohibition will be issued against such an act of district court. So prohibition just prohibits the person, and the certiorari is corrective in nature, and quo warranto is basically to ask by what authority are you sitting in that office, and mandamus is we command, I mean the court is commanding the person or the authority to do or not to do something, and habeas corpus is have the body. So I basically summarized all the 5 writs that are given in the Indian Constitution, and there are many case laws by which these writs have been expanded and their scope has been expanded by the upcoming laws, and many checks and balances have been put on the authorities so that they do not violate it. So Article 32 was also referred by B.R. Ambedkar as heart and soul of the Constitution. So if we as I've talked about in the basic provisions of the writ, you can see why it was referred to as the heart and soul of Constitution, because it protects the basic personal liberty of a person. By a writ of habeas corpus, if a person is illegally detained, the court will order it to produce the body. Why have you why have you curtailed the right to move of a person? So these are the basic writs that are given in the Constitution, and a person should have the knowledge of these writs so their rights can be safeguarded. So guys, I want to conclude by saying that please remember, this video does not violate any guidelines of Bar Council of India, does not solicit or promote any of the advertisement, and sole purpose of this video is educational. And guys, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already to see more of this content in future, and I'll be coming up with the next video soon. And please do provide a feedback of this video. Thank you.